What's up, guys? Today I'll be doing a comparison review between these rival Guerrero HDE-F Pro Fight gloves and these Everlast Elite Pro Fight gloves. So stay tuned.
Uber up the styles like miles and shit, like 60s funky worms with waves and perms, just sending junkie.
What's up, guys? Carlo here, and today I'll be doing a comparison review between these rival Guerrero HDE-F Pro Fight gloves and these Everlast Elite Pro Fight gloves. Both gloves are 10 ounces with the exception of the Elites being a 10 ounce XL. Which doesn't affect the weight of the glove. It's more or less just to give the wearer a little bit more room in the hand compartment. So if you have, longer fingers or larger hands, these will be better suited to you on the interior of the glove. Both gloves are $149, so identical in price, 150 bucks. The Everlast come in blue, black, or red. And these rivals, stock color-wise, also come in, I believe, a blue and a red and a black and red. Both you can get custom. You just have to reach out to the respective companies to get a custom order, and of course it costs a little bit more if you do decide to go with custom colors and designs, depending on what level of customization you want to go with. These Everlast Elites are made in Mexico, and these rivals are made in Pakistan. One thing to notate about the rivals is they use two different styles of padding composition, just depending on your personal preference. I have the HDE-F model, which uses a polyurethane blend foam, but they also laminate EVA into the leather itself. So this is considered to be more of their protective Pro Fight glove. And then they have the identical glove, but the foam is different in the SFF version, which is a polyurethane only glove, which gives it a little bit more of a softer puncher's feel, broken in feel, compared to these HDE-Fs. The foam composition in here in these Everlast Elites is as a blended foam with horsehair, quilted horsehair. So definitely more of a balanced glove. You get some protection with this, but because of the horsehair, you also get that nice broken in softness of the glove. Now, design-wise and profile, you can see the actual size of the gloves are almost identical in terms of the width of the glove and the height. You can see size-wise they're both pretty compact. And let's check out how much they weigh as well. I have my scale over here. With these being Pro Fight gloves, they should be on point weight-wise. They're not like training gloves where sometimes you'll have the weight off by a couple ounces. With Pro Fight gloves, because they're used in sanctioned events, they have to be on point with weight. So this glove is about 9.7 ounces, almost 10 ounces. Let's do the right side. Right side is about 9.5. So in total, they're about, a half an ounce off for the rivals. Let's do these Everlast Elites. Here's the left side. These are 10.1 or 10 ounces. And the right side is, move that out of the way, 9.9. So from an accuracy standpoint, it looks like the Everlast Elites weight-wise are more accurate than the rivals. So you can see here both obviously are lace-up gloves because they're Pro Fight gloves. Design-wise, I like the way they look. Both of them look really attractive. The Everlast Elites use a one-piece design, so they call it the second skin technology, where everything is all seamless in the upper part of the glove, where the hand compartment sits and the actual striking surface all the way to the back where the wrist is at. So you can see how they use the leather, which is stitched in here, and then it tucks into this outer casing, and the thumb itself is all one piece. So you don't have that stitching line here where you do with these rivals. Again, that's just kind of the way they developed this glove, but aesthetically you can see it has that Everlast logo that's screen printed, as well as on the back of the wrist. You have the Made in Mexico with the tag right there. The Guerreros have the RFX Guerrero that's all stitched on here, as well as the rival logo. They have that angled lace track technology that rival pioneered, that really locks your wrist in. And the reason for that is that you get a little bit more protection on the higher part of your wrist rather than it being so low. It gets a little bit higher up on the wrist to prevent any kind of hyperflexion that you might get if you hit at a wrong angle. You can see right here it has this really nice looking rival logo. And I like rival. I love the way they incorporate their logos. It's pretty loud, but it looks classy and it looks like it flows well with the glove. Sometimes you get other companies that really use really loud graphics and it just doesn't flow with the actual look of the glove. Now flipping these over on the palm side here, just to compare both gloves. Leather quality wise, I give the edge to the Elites. And the reason I say that is that the Elites feel a little bit thicker and more consistent. The actual quality of the leather seems a little bit better, has a nicer sheen to it and a nice thickness to it. And the Rivals are nice as well, just not as nice as the Elites. You can also see that the Elites have this Elite logo that is embossed into the leather right there. So that's a nice little extra touch. I like that they did that. And you can see that Rival has their name tag right here on that part of the wrist. Stitching wise, they look both really nice. So you can see the stitch pattern on these Elites are a little bit wider, and in terms of the actual distance between the double stitching, where it's a little bit closer, closely, stitched on these Rivals. You can also notice that the Rivals do not have any ventilated holes, where their Everlast Elite does have ventilation. So I give the advantage to Everlast in terms of ventilation. They both have a medium-sized grip bar and a good placement. You can see that the Rivals is handcrafted with pride and greatness within with Everlast. Liners on the inside of the glove. Everlast uses a standard polyester nylon liner, very similar to Winning. And the same thing with Rival, that same polyester nylon style liner. Next would be the thumbs. So thumbs are always one of those issues for people. The thumb on the Everlast Elite I had issues with right here, where this seam is at, was really tight. If you watched my review on these gloves, I actually had this huge red welt on my thumb, the butt of my thumb, because of how tight this was with my wraps on. And I think if they were to raise this piece up a little bit higher and give your thumb a little bit more room, it would be just that much better. It'd be the finishing touches with these Elite gloves. The actual compartment on the inside feels good. It has a nice open cell foam on the back of the thumb that keeps it really nice and comfortable. My thumb doesn't jam at the top. However, Rivals are fantastic. The thumb on the Rival to me is a lot better than those Elites. You can see the difference in the length in which they allow your thumb to enter the glove. So with these, I didn't have any discomfort whatsoever. There was enough room right here that my hand rested nicely, and I didn't have any pinching on the butt of my thumb. And the finger compartment itself has a nice piece of foam on the inside as well. You can also see that they did a nice job on both gloves with the stitching where the seams are at. Now with the attached thumb, you can see the area there on the Elites looks really good. You can see that the strap that the attached thumb connects to is actually inside, and it's a little bit thicker than the Rivals, but this one sits inside the leather. They have a little slot. Where the Rivals is a little bit skinnier, a little bit flimsier. I wish they would have made it a little bit thicker, a little bit more durable. Not a huge deal, but just a little details you have there. And then you have the Rival logo that is on the fingertips right there. Now finger compartment wise, both gloves are excellent comfort. I give the slight edge to the Rival, mainly because of the thumb. But finger compartment wise, they're almost identical in both in depth and width. So I didn't feel like my fingers were collapsing on each other. I felt like they're in a good spot with both gloves. You have a nice felt liner on both of them, and it's very comfortable. The liner feels good. It doesn't bunch up. It doesn't feel rough whatsoever in both gloves. So I love that feel in both of them. The flexibility of both gloves as well, let me flip these to the front, is really nice. So you can see that the gloves have a really nice broken in feel to them right off the bat. They're a very soft glove, both with the Elites and with these Rivals. So both broken in. You can see the actual punching surface on both are almost identical. So as far as the width of the punching surface, they're pretty close to each other. And there you can actually see kind of the grain of the leather on these Elites compared to these Rivals. And it's just a little bit better on the Elites in my opinion. Now the padding, the performance, again, is a big thing. I like the Rivals. I prefer the laminated EVA foam they use that's laminated to the leather. I feel like it gives a little bit more pop than these Elite gloves, and they both protect about identically. They're both the same in terms of shock disbursement, but I do like the power transfer in these rivals a little bit better than the Elites. So overall, if I were to choose between these two, I personally would get these rival HDE-F Pro Fight gloves. If you're more of somebody who wants a little bit more feedback and doesn't mind less protection, then you can get this in the SSF model. These Elites are great gloves as well. My only qualm about these is this thumb right here, and if they can, you know, change that. However, the quality on these are a little bit better than on these rivals. Not by much, but by a little bit, just because of in terms of the actual leather they use in the Elite models. And then you also have the ventilation, so I do like that. One last thing too is the wrist support on both gloves are pretty similar. You know, these are not a training glove, so you're not going to get a ton of padding on their wrist, maybe 1/8 of an inch on both gloves. But because they're Pro Fight gloves, you're not going to get a lot of padding. On the back of the wrist on the Elites, you can see it has about 1/4 inch of padding on the back. And then on the rivals, about the same, about 1/4 inch of padding. The back wrist support right here feels pretty rigid on this rival. You can see it has a nice rigid feel to it. On these Elites, it's a little bit softer. So just keep that in mind too. You can see how much softer the structure of the glove is around the wrist area on those Elites compared to these rivals, a little bit stiffer. So protection wise, these are a little bit better than the Elites. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box on where you can find either one of these gloves, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.